And how the fuck is everybody today? It is a beautiful Thursday morning. I slept like a rock. I slept very, very, very hard. I hope everybody's having a good day. 1, 2, 3, 8, 8, 7, 5, 3. She's right here. Oops, she's right there. She's just chilled today. I don't know what's up. How's everybody doing? Big Spoon Bear, Janet, Jackie, James. What's going on? Today we're going to talk. We're going to just do like kind of reaction to reaction. Some people. I'm finding more and more and more, and this is making me feel good that this ridiculous fat phobia crap is being called out. We have to get to a stage where we like actually want to help these people because it helps them and society. Um, it's just the most childish shit ever. Like you get yourself super 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 fat and then don't want anybody to say anything to you about it. And the people that you buy shit from, like it's fucking sad. Like so I'm happy. I'm happy it's starting to push back. I'm seeing lots more people. Still, YouTube still says waiting. Yeah, it's weird. That is weird. Reactionception. It's something I find interesting because what we need to do also. Here's why I like doing these things: reacting to other people's fat acceptance reactions. Uh, is basically because I don't want the. I don't. I do think that we have to watch. Like, it could get ugly the other way. We have a very weird, fucked up society that gets very, very caught up in aesthetics, and we don't think of things on a health level basis. My thing is, it's not about how you look. You know, it's really, really not. Like, and oftentimes you hear me say, like, you look like you're a bag of mashed potatoes or something like that. But that's just like one, true, and two, a reference. Uh, I don't. This weird thing in society where everybody should find you pretty and everybody should find you attractive and everybody should say how amazing you are at all times. This is the end game of us having too many participation trophies, if you ask me. Not everybody's attractive. That's just fucking true. I mean, not everybody's good looking. Not everybody is built well. Not everybody has the best body. Like, all bodies are good bodies. No, 100% not. Absolutely not. So, some people, even when they're in shape, don't look all that attractive. It's fucking sucks to be you. Life has reality to it, and it's all a fucking matter of opinion anyway, right? Got my half ember down. It's gonna get crazy here in a minute. Um, it's all a matter of opinion anyway, you know. So we're gonna talk about that today. I did want to let me put some links up here for you. Shit, I'm a disorganized today. One of the reasons being is we had a thunderstorm here last night. My computer shut down. I had all my shit up on it. Fucking react. What is that? Jeez, it's just like YouTube is just so fucking weird nowadays. Not just YouTube; it's media, really, more than anything. Um, I wish I don't like how we got here. Like, I don't understand. Uh, I wish I could. I wish I could say I didn't see it coming, but my goodness, people are fucked up. People are fucked up. You know, we don't have like it's not a real like fucking society anymore. Like, it is basically the placation of children to try to make sure that they don't feel bad about themselves. Like it's this fucking massive amount of uh, virtue signaling to the point where like who can claim victim more, like intersectionality. Fucking fuck your intersectionality. My goodness, like like the mere thought of it, like, well, we have intersectional problems where a person is black and then a person is just like it. that itself is so fucking incredibly straight up bias. Like it's just fucking sad. My coworkers eat fast food every day. Very obese grown men. I hope they can wake up and change someday. The thing is, they know. You know, they know. Like they already are aware. There we go. I got some good news yesterday, but like they already know. Like, people are aware. Like I refuse to believe people are that dumb. Like I give people more credit for how they're acting. Like I refuse to believe they're so stupid that they cannot possibly think that eating McDonald's every single fucking day is not bad for them. Like that, they know they're fat. I mean, like they have a hard time breathing and shit like that. They just do. I mean, what the fuck? So while I feel bad for them, I don't feel that bad for them. You know. But here we go. We're going to talk about this is, and I don't watch much of this person's stuff. I'm probably going to watch more of it. This is an honest reaction. Who's going? I'm Cuban and and a woman, so I play both cards if white liberals come at me with nonsense. Pretty funny to see their reaction. I can imagine. They probably have no idea how to react. Although I have a lot of my friends. I have a lot of friends who fucking the very first thing that like the, I've never seen so many people that claim they're so against racism and so against this and so against that say like immediately have like racially derogatory terminology waiting for them. Like I have a friend that gets called a coon fucking multiple times a day because he's black and he's a Republican. Like by liberals. Like they're I mean, it's if you can't it's so weird to watch just overt racism call other people racist. It's a very weird world we live in. Like I get called a racist all the time and I have no idea why. I mean, I understand like they have somehow made it so that if you say that if anybody's fat and they should lose weight, they've equated that to racism because they know that they like fat acceptance. They can't have their own plate, right? Because nobody gives a fuck about them being fat. Like it's just we all know that fucking it's bad for us. So they try to like they have to be like, well, if you call me fat, you're racist, or you're homo. Like the best one is if you call me fat, you're homophobic. So you're saying every fucking gay person's fat? I mean, it's so strange. Like these people are fucking very fucking weird. Like weird. They're fucking weirdos. All of them fucking. Anyway, this is Amala, and I'm not going to pronounce Amala's last name because I think that any attempt would be very fucking disrespectful. This is her honest reaction to fat acceptance, quote unquote, TikToks with HRH collection, and I've watched some of HRH collection, and I think she's pretty funny and has a good viewpoint. She was also a fat person at one point in time, so she can speak to reference. But here we go. And again, before we get started, I want to let everybody know one of the reasons why I want to talk about some of other people's reactions to this stuff, because I just don't want it to get to be like a super like bashing of fat people. If you are a fat people and you are trying to lose weight, I respect you. All the power to you. How can I help? By no morbidity, it'll help reduce your hunger, help uh, help increase your mood. Like I really want you to make sure that like we're trying to do this in a healthy, sustainable way that can last forever. Um, if you're one of these people that I'm fat, love me because I'm fat. If you don't like love me because if you don't think I'm sexy because I'm fat, then there's a problem with you. I think you're a fucking idiot. I've got very little respect for you because you don't respect yourself. That's just if you're not trying to improve upon yourself, like these people like stick a flag in the ground and they declare that they are perfect. They don't need to work on themselves at all. And if you don't think they're absolutely fucking perfect, Dewey, and fucking like completely sexy and gorgeous, you have a problem. Think about the fucking overt like denial, because I would call it narcissism, but you know they don't believe it because stairs exist. You know? But anyway, here we go. Let's see what they have to say. We're going to play it at 1.5 speed too. Unless I can't understand them, then we'll slow it down.
All right, Alex, let's get into the sort of fat acceptance, fat body positivity movement, TikToks and videos. And I want to get your rapid reaction to what these women are saying, which by and large happens to be women, which I never see men being like, I'm fighting for the right to be fat.
Yeah.
You notice that, right?
Yeah.
So let's get.
I did share a dude yesterday. I did a quick video about some roly-poly guy. I don't know why I call him roly-poly. Probably because it looks like he's roly-poly and can roll around on the ground. But how he's saying we don't know how to get people to lose weight and keep it off. We certainly fucking do. Like we certainly do. You know, like just a little aside, right? Why does it say ProggerU? I don't know. Maybe she's associated with ProggerU. I don't know. I got nothing against it. I listen to all outlets. I've seen the argument, and this is going to be weird but we actually broke it down here the one time with Jeff Napard, where he kind of just fucking out and out panders to people. I went back and watched that video, or his video again yesterday, and it's amazing to me how he's willing to be intellectually disingenuous. I had such a high opinion of Jeff, and then he's just so willing to be completely disingenuous. You know, and then in the comments section, he tried to address the comments, and it was like, well, imagine it's like, you know, just lose weight is the equation of just stop being poor. If I blah blah blah, like it's such a life choice. Like obesity comes from overconsumption, not underconsumption. Being poor is underfunded. You know, I don't trust them. So here's the thing. So you see something that says ProggerU on here, and you say I don't trust them. My thing about it is don't trust anybody. Look it all up. You should if you say if there's a news outlet there that you trust, then over another one I would ask why, because I can find instances of them all having at the very least very serious slant. You know, don't trust anybody. I've said it for years. Don't even trust my words. That's why I encourage people to go. Too much to get into here. This chick is a real person, not a commercial, so she could be okay. I don't trust anyone. Then there's not really a reason to say to make a big deal about ProggerU. I mean, trust no one, question everything. That's absolutely it. Anyway, but my big thing, like we're back to the Jeff Napard thing. It's obesity comes from overconsumption. It's not a lack of something. Like it is not the absence. Like being poor is the absence of funds. You have to get more. Being obese is the overabundance of calories ingested compared to his logic for being such a smart guy. His logic was so incredibly flawed. You trust the AP and Reuters. You really fucking should not. I'm just letting it Reuters exactly. You should not trust anybody. I don't even understand. You should not trust anybody at all. Wow. But back to what I was saying before. You should. I mean, when he made that statement, and a bunch of people have gone back against it. You can choose to eat less. Always. There are things like people even go on like food strikes and shit like that. When like people that are prisoners, people that are political prisoners abroad, choose to go on food strikes, refusing to eat. And it's fucking crazy. It's crazy. I do. But I'm gonna put up. The Jeff Napard video about obesity not being a choice is one of the more disingenuous things I've seen on the scene. And it's the worst part is it's presented from somebody that people trust intellectually. And I'm not saying he's not way smarter than me in lots of other fucking ways, but logically, it just was fucking sad. I mean, it was just fucking sad. Unless you can tell me that people are force feeding other people, obesity is a choice, 100% of the time. Let's see. Also, peer-reviewed research. I still watch. Still watch some of the peer review because peer review has been tainted in the last 2 years. Also, I like seeing the fucking data. Also, based off that, I don't trust abstracts of peer-reviewed research. Anyway, here we go. We're going to talk about this.
Let's get into this first one. This one has to do with airplanes.
So the other day, I had my first experience with airplane fat phobia.
Airplane fat phobia. I just flew recently. We're going to do this. That'll be better. Or how about this? That's better. I just flew again recently, and I had probably 8, 9 extra inches on my seatbelt, and I fit into the seat pretty comfortably. So, and I'm not a small man.
Basically, I got on this plane home. I was in one of the last boarding groups, so I was one of the last people to actually get on the flight, and I had window seats. So there were 2 people sitting in the row next to me, and I walked up and I said, "Hi, I think this is my seat." And one of them goes, "Oh, Jesus," under his breath. Like he's already very upset that I'm here.
That actually was me.
Very annoyed and kind of grumble their way into getting up and letting me go to my seat, and then they get back in the seats. They make a lot of comments about, "Oh, I hope we'll be able to fit," or like, "Oh, it's kind of cramped. I'm really uncomfortable." And I'm just sitting there like, it's my seat, my guy, I don't know what to do. At one point, the woman sitting directly next to me starts looking for her seatbelt. I'm sure that's what she was doing, but she just kept shoving her hand in between the seats and inadvertently touching me, touching my stomach the whole time.
If it's in between the seats, why is your body there?
And it made me very, very uncomfortable.
Your stomach's
Pretty soon,
I don't get it. Like, so you not being comfortable is a problem.
Inadvertently.
Flight attendant and being like, "Can we switch seats?" And she said, "Maybe." She said the flight's pretty full, but she'll, let them know when everyone's on board and they've got everything accounted for. Once again, they're saying things like, "Oh, I hope it can happen," just really hammering it home that they don't want to sit next to me. Eventually, the flight attendant comes back, gives them new seats, and they are so excited. They get up and they go, "What a relief." Which leaves me crying because I had the audacity to be fat next to people on a plane.
That's not what it is.
On the bright side, I got a whole row to myself, but got it. What cost?
So you were crying because people didn't want to sit next to you. What the fuck? How about this? You're fat. You were rudely. If you were taking up more space, if they were making them uncomfortable, you rent space on airplanes. There's a finite amount of it. If you are then encroaching upon somebody else's space, it's rude as fuck. It's just overtly rude. I mean, it's just overtly rude. They're not happy with you because you're rude as fuck, woman.
Cost.
What cost? Oh, okay. Well,
Oh
initial
my
thoughts.
gosh. It's just, I cannot even believe. Oh my gosh. Okay, give me a second. It's just
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just okay. So I approached the subject. We talked about this subject matter on the show before. We had Savannah Hernandez on to talk about this. I approached it lighter than maybe Savannah or Alex are gonna might approach the subject matter. But honestly, it's just an inconvenience at that point. And if you are going to be buying a plane ticket, buy 2.
Yep. And if you don't like it, too fucking bad. Don't be fat. Life exists. Reality exists. Like. It is so fucking privileged. It's so fucking privileged. Like I'm sorry, but it's reality. Like to try to fit yourself, to try to fit 2 gallons worth of person into a gallon container, and then wonder why people around you are not happy when you're in their container. That's just fucking rude as fuck. I mean, being obese is just privilege on so many levels. I talk about it all the time. Just privilege, incredible privilege. I mean, because to be able to afford to eat that way, like this woman is talking about, like this woman's not oppressed by any stretch of imagination. She got on an airplane. She's fat as fuck. She got her fucking hair dyed, all that shit. So you're not oppressed. It's fucking silliness.
I had 2 plane tickets, and that's not on the onus of
Why
the
can
airline.
Yeah, why can they inconvenience other people? And
Right.
she wasn't touching your stomach because she wanted to touch your stomach. Believe me, okay? No one's gonna touch your stomach. She was probably trying to get her seatbelt.
Right.
And that's not comfortable to be crammed in a coach seat, I'm assuming, next to you, okay? Like, I don't so we have to be inconvenienced and not for you because you're overweight. I'm sorry.
That's the thing. We're at a stage in society where, large sectors of society are, because their feelings get hurt easy. Like, we're not going to call them on their disproportionate use of resources and goods and burden on society because it might hurt their feelings. Fuck them. Like, I'm at that stage. Like, I have dedicated my entire being, like, to helping people lose weight and get healthy. Not just lose weight, but be healthy, right? I've dedicated the entirety of what I do to helping people be free and live happy, healthy lives. But I'm helping you also not burden society, right? I mean, you get that, right? A lot of you should understand that. Like, if you are fat, you are a burden on yourself, on society, on the planet. I could win any argument against anybody, right? Some people, like, it's just true, like, factually and objectively. Like, if you use more resources, especially use more resources than you actually need, because nobody needs to be obese, especially. Nobody needs that. Not like nobody needs to be, you know?
Right? I'm gonna just straight out say I used to be fat. Okay, you guys know if you've been following me on YouTube for a long time, you can see the progression. I was fat, probably 40 pounds bigger. I lost it, and so I can talk about this because I'm from experience. Right? I was never like that, but it's all laziness. Okay, people are lazy. She is lazy. That's why she's fat. She has no self.
I don't know about lazy. Okay. Problems, yes. Like, sure I am. But lazy, no. Like, not like weak to a certain degree about food, yes. Like, I'm weak about food. I'm weak about peanut M&Ms. Weak. Don't trust myself around them. Don't. I just don't. Still to this day, don't do it. I don't trust myself around them. What I can say is that, like, there's a certain amount of work that these people have given up on doing, you know?
Self-control. That's all it is. Okay. So if you choose to be like that, you have to deal with the consequences of people not wanting to be crammed in a coach seat next to you. Oh my gosh.
And it just seems like with everything in life, with all of this woke ideology, it's like I've decided to.
For me.
Yeah.
What? No.
Also, I've decided to suspend reality, and now that has to be your reality. Like, I've chosen these new pronouns, and now you have to take them.
Yeah.
Exactly. I call yourself whatever you want. I don't need to. I'm not gonna.
I'm sorry.
I've had people like, don't you think that's rude? And what now? What now? What now? You know? I mean, what now? You want to be called they, them? I don't call you they, them. Where are we at? You think it makes me homophobic because I'm not going to, I don't have the same belief system as you? Okay, what now? What now? You're offended? Be offended. What now? You know? I called you fat because you're fat. I say you're unhealthy because being fat's unhealthy. You call me fat phobic. What now? The problem is a huge portion of society, and this goes beyond just this stuff, and this is what I'm seeing coming back, which is makes me feel very, very, very good. People should have just been like, so, like, but a lot of people, and I mean a lot of fucking people, didn't like being called names. Like, I mean, oh my God, you don't like fat. You say that people need to lose weight. That makes you racist because fat phobia is rooted in racism and the 20 fucking degrees of separation of how they get at the fucking racism. If people had just gone, okay, well, you think I'm a racist. That's your opinion. What now? You know? I mean, they use words to try to fucking. I mean, it's the same thing. It's this word salad. It's the same thing with masks, and I can talk about masks on YouTube because YouTube has finally admitted that masks are indeed fucking stupid, and they don't stop the spread or anything like that, right? The reality, you know, is fucking. People are like, oh my God, you don't want to wear a mask. You want people to die. So okay, now, but I got to be realistic with you people. What now? If me not wearing a mask makes you feel less safe, we should have just been like, then you feel less safe. Falling in lockstep over something that's stupid was fucking stupid. Same thing with this obesity shit.
But that's not the way it
clown
works.
world. This is clown world.
It is clown world, and it's just simply not.
I say that all the time. It's clown world.
Good for you. Like, I would be having a back and forth battle if it was actually something you're advocating for that's like good for people, but it's not good for people. We know the outcomes are not
okay.
good.
And stop. I'm so sick of people saying that they're healthy when they're obese.
Right.
It's not true.
Right. On to the next one here. We're going to find out if we have thin privilege.
Thin privilege does not exist. There are obese consequences. There are not thin privilege.
I have thin privilege.
No, you don't. At least if you have thin privilege, it's not the fucking privilege of living a long, happy, healthy life. This woman is fucking. Like, if you're shaped like a beach ball, you do not have thin privilege. Holy fuck.
What? But I'm so fat. I'm like a size 20, 22. How can I possibly have thin privilege?
She's only a size 22?
Because there are people who are fatter than me. When I go up on a plane, I might need a seatbelt extender. I might be uncomfortable. I may not feel good. People may say things to me. But I don't need to buy a second seat or risk getting kicked off the plane. That means that I have privilege compared to people who have that experience. You may not even need a seatbelt extender.
The absence of consequences for unhealthy life action is not privilege. It's the absence of consequences for life actions is not privilege. The negative, the absence of negative life consequences. It's just fucking crazy. I agree with this woman's face right here. She's like, oh my God, I'm fucking embarrassed for this person. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
If that's the case, then you have privilege compared to me.
And guess what? Too fucking bad. If I actually have thin privilege, too fucking bad. What now? What now? So I should honor that I have privilege over you that I've earned. I am not going to apologize for success that was not given to me. I'm not going to apologize for success that I didn't earn. If I earned it, I'm not going to apologize for it. You know, people, and if you've never even been fat, you have earned it through maintaining a healthy homeostasis weight compared to somebody that can't fit into a fucking airplane seat. You, like, the consequences of you in a very privileged fashion gluttoning yourself to look like a fucking basketball. Like, that is privilege. You have the privilege to do that. You're not going to get the privilege of also then saying that somebody has, you're trying to state that somebody else has privilege because you are privileged enough to glutton yourself to obesity. Fucking ridiculous.
Oh, I just love that it's like a privilege Olympics now that we live in this day and age. Like, we're just constantly fighting, battling to find out who's the most oppressed among us.
And how come all of a sudden in the past 3 years, everyone is so fat and ugly and everyone has to accept it. Like all of a sudden, right? This whole thing with like the privilege and being fat and the playing thing and stuff, that no one was talking about this before. All of a sudden it's like everyone can just like be fat and like gross and like you have to accept me and I'm pretty. Like, no, you're not. Okay, you're lazy and you're choosing to be like that. You don't have to be obese. Okay,
such a good point.
Bothers me.
Such a good point to be like, yeah, if it's something that you're born with and that you totally can't help, then yeah, maybe we should start
no one would
helping.
say anything if it's an actual disability. Okay, they would move waters for you. Believe me.
Right.
But this is, and it's so entitled too. Like they all look like this. They're all so entitled. They like to like make drama. It's really annoying.
Yeah, all of it.
Yes, I agree with that. If like body positivity should have been about people that were like born without limbs and like defects, all sorts of shit like that, you know? And I got, again, one more time, if you are obese and you are trying to change, I have all the respect in the world for you. I personally know how hard it is. But to just all of a sudden throw your hands at it, like we've reached a stage where in the last 3 years, when we really should have been focused very, very much on getting healthy, as we saw yesterday. I mean, we were in a global pandemic and obese people spread viruses at a higher rate for a longer time. Factually. What the fuck? I mean, and now we're going to fucking then somehow pretend like you know we should be like make obesity like kind of a protected fucking class. It's ridiculous. Out and out ridiculous.
It is on you. Like whatever they believe has to be on you, and now you have to believe it. You have to conform to it. And I'm just like wondering what's the next thing.
And you don't have thin privilege, believe me. There's no such thing as privilege.
It's really, yeah, it's just, we're just constantly making stuff up and battling over it for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
Here's another one.
Oh my God.
Today I started a diet because this shit.
So I've seen a little bit of discussion around this video, and I've mostly seen people feeling bad for Quinlan because she clearly has some disordered thought patterns. But
you don't.
Disordered?
How does she have disordered thought patterns? She sees something about her body, extra adipose tissue, fat, that she wants to remove and takes it seriously. She's not unhealthily thin. She looks like she could use a little bit of muscle mass to just in my personal opinion. But like, how is this woman who looks like she fucking woke up to ice cream and cookies is somehow going to say that this other person who's talking about getting healthy has a problem?
Is it disordered to go like, I'm feeling a little less fit than I normally am?
Exactly.
So I'm going to start working out
towards something to make herself look better. Not like you, who probably went and had a donut afterwards and like crying in the camera.
It's because I know you talk about in your journey of like losing weight, it's like calories and counting calories. Yeah. And people would look at you and be like, you're anorexic for counting calories.
They did that when they like completely said I was like so unhealthy. All these people who made videos about how unhealthy I was because I counted calories.
What do you respond to that? Like, what do you even say to a person who's going to tell you that you have an eating disorder for caring about your health?
I have an eating disorder, or thin people have an eating disorder, but they don't have an eating disorder.
Right.
I mean, are you kidding me?
It's like they understand the world I've been living in for the last 5 fucking years. Like people are like, oh my God, like counting calories, the diet industry, diet culture, diet this, diet that. It's a $50 billion industry. The pharmaceutical industry that partners with the food industry that keeps you guys fucking fat as fuck and then just treats your fat fuck illnesses is trillions of dollars a year. $50 billion is like a drop in the fucking bucket. It's trillions of dollars a year between food and pharma. Trillions of fucking dollars in a year. Trillions.
It's so backwards. You can't even speak to them.
You can't. And you try, even if this girl wasn't even trying to talk about the fat acceptance movement.
She's talking about herself.
She's making a video.
She's obviously really fit.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Now
and it goes on. Let's continue.
I honestly don't get it. Like, I don't feel bad for these people anymore.
She didn't ask you to feel bad for her.
I find it really upsetting that people tend to empathize with thin people who are clearly deathly afraid of becoming fat or having any feature that fat bodies have, rather than empathizing with fat people who naturally have roles without contorting their body in a weird way.
It is not natural. It is not the accumulation of extra adipose tissue to the point where it would roll is unhealthy even for the skin that it's doing to. Like, skin shouldn't roll over onto each other because when it lays on top of each other, it fucking can develop like bacteria and infections and like yeast and stuff. Like it's fucking nasty. It's not healthy. What the fuck? Like they do not naturally have rolls. They have gluttoned themselves to having rolls. Fucking crazy.
And
Not
thinking
normal.
about
Shouldn't
how
be
it
that.
might affect their psyche to see someone literally gag on the internet at the thought of resembling them.
Dude,
Who gives a fuck about your psyche? If it hurts your feelings, don't watch. Don't be on the fucking internet. Fucking, I'm sorry. Like you don't pay one minute of attention to how this can make people feel. I do not. I do not. If it makes you feel bad, that's a you thing. I try to make sure that like there's fucking facts spoken in my original genuine reaction and response to people. I try to be as raw and unregulated and real as I can about my thoughts to people. And if it hurts your feelings, I do not give a fuck. I do not. Fuck your feelings. I do not give a shit. If it hurts your feelings, fuck your feelings. I want very much to help people get healthy. And I think a humongous problem with society is we are paying way too much attention to people's sensitive ass feelings. And instead, we should be telling them to get the fuck over it and do something. There's going to come a time when people are like, this same person's going to be like, isn't there something you can do? And they're going to be like, nope, got to take the foot. You know, like reality exists, people.
if I had to worry about somebody's psyche every time I spoke, I would never open my mouth ever again.
She's some psychiatrist now.
I would
She's great.
never open my mouth ever.
Even if she is a psychiatrist, I don't give a fuck. If they can say I'm mentally ill for fucking talking the way I do, I don't give a fuck. It's still me, 100% of the time. Like this woman, like the dance these people must do, like their logic makes it so anything and everything spoken can be offensive in some way. Even their own shit. They eat themselves all the time. They've got their fucking fatness tier. Like the one girl's like, I have thin privilege compared to people fatter than me. You look like a beach ball. You don't have thin privilege at all. You get the privilege of going to have diabetes privilege. You get the privilege of you're going to know what metformin's like the rest of your goddamn life privilege. You know, that's the unless you fix yourself, that's the privilege you're going to have.
Again, why does she have to worry about how you feel about her fitness?
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, when I was talking, people would say, hey, how are you losing the weight? I would talk about it in my videos. It's like they always think that they know what's best for me. Right. Always. Like, I don't know.
They don't want people, as much as they say we want people to have their own identities and be free to be and say whatever. They don't want you to have your own identity.
No, if you're like normal, okay, I know people don't like that word. Yeah. If you're normal, you're not allowed to have any opinions. You have to have the opinions of the woke eccentrics.
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's gotten so divisive and ridiculous that during this whole COVID narrative, nobody was able to say that, you know, like if you're obese, COVID's going to be worse for you. Nobody said that.
I know.
The news didn't say it.
So mad about that.
Yeah. And then it comes out. I forget which country it was. It was like Venezuela.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely yes. 100% yes.
Venezuela or Argentina or something that did this Spanish ad about like, if you want to fight COVID, work out, eat your fruits and vegetables, you know.
So offensive to them. That's offensive to them.
So offensive. Yeah. How dare you? So I used to work at this leftist organization, and on the walls on there in the different meeting rooms or whatever was like, never give workout advice, never give food advice to anybody in these walls. It's inherently fat phobic.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh. How did you, I don't even know how you turned
I was
around.
so delusional that I don't know how I survived either, but it's just ridiculous. We have one more here that we're going to have you react to.
I'm trying to throw up.
Quick one. Here we go.
Friendly reminder that you do not need to lose weight to do anything that you want to do in life. Want to go on a...
That is not true at all whatsoever. At all. If you're fat as fuck and you want to go horseback riding, you can't be fat as fuck. It's fucking abuse to the animal. Like, If you are fat as fuck and you want to go hiking, I'm going to strongly suggest that depending on the length of the hike, like absolutely there are physical limitations, 100%. What the fuck? Like bungee jumping would fucking terrify me if I was fat as fuck. Bungee jumping is terrifying to begin with, but like there are certain things you cannot fucking do.
Vacation, don't need to lose weight. Want to wear a bikini, don't need to lose weight. Want to go on a date, don't need to lose weight. You are enough and can start living your life right now.
I mean, it's just mean and bad advice because it's not the right thing to do. Okay. Like if she actually cared, she would say, being overweight and obese or whatever is not good for anything, for any reason. If you want to have a healthy relationship with yourself, with someone else, then no, being fat is not right. Okay.
This fucking person's amazing. The fuck, like these are not my daughters. Just so everybody understands. Jesus Christ, you would think. I mean, no fucking shit. You would think. My God.
Right.
It's not. I mean, yeah, you can go to the beach, you can go on a vacation being fat, but like, and then what? It bothers me. It's the untruths.
It is,
and it's mean. I think it's mean.
It is. It is absolutely mean. You can do anything you want. There's nothing wrong with you. Besides being morbidly obese and fucking sickly, I mean, they're absolutely. I mean,
I don't know.
Bad advice.
Like when you coddle people, you handicap them.
Yeah.
Yep. So much. So fucking much. So much. Yes. The systemic lying that we are doing to each other's faces right now, called political correctness, is crippling people. It really is. Telling somebody that they're okay when they're in fact not is fucking just, it is literally a lie that could hurt the person, that is hurting the person. It's fucking crazy.
When you coddle people, you handicap them. And it's so unbelievable that we can't be truthful with people, because that's going to help them in the long run. Like they're going to lead a healthier, happier, more energetic life. They're going to have more of themselves to give. They're not going to be upset with themselves. They're going to be so much happier. And to just rob somebody of that.
And coming from me from personal experience, I was so unhappy when I was overweight. And they are too. I don't believe for a second that these overweight, obese people are happy. I don't, because I was there, not quite like that, but I was there in a form of it. Right. And I'm so much happier now. Like
I agree. It's very, very hard. It's very hard to love yourself when you know that you're doing something on a daily basis that's unhealthy. Not one person who's fat and eats in a way that keeps them fat or gets them fatter. Like, like there's a part of your brain that like it's I really think it's biology. It's unhealthy. Like you can feel, it. Like that's why there's shame attached to it. Like people are like, they have enough shame. They should. But fucking, if you are obese and you are not trying to do something about it, maybe you should be shamed. Like not shamed by other people, but you should be ashamed. If you are obese by your own hand and you are not trying to change it, you should feel ashamed about it because you're hurting yourself. That's a shameful thing. Like I'm not saying we should go make fun of people's aesthetic appearances. Just walk up to somebody and call them a fatty. You don't know their journey. You don't. Absolutely not. I mean, and I don't know why being called a fatty would hurt them so bad when they know they are. But at the same time, to try to hurt somebody's feelings in a non-constructive way does not seem to fucking, I don't understand. To bluntly tell them the truth, especially when they're in complete denial, you could be shaking them awake. That to me is kinder. Blunt, honest truths are way kinder than kind, supportive lies. They just are. I just don't get why society's gotten that way, but they're not happy. Like not one morbidly obese person I've ever met is happy with it. Not one. They lie about it. What I eat in a day as a fat person, not trying to lose weight because I love myself. You don't love yourself. Otherwise you wouldn't be fucking harming yourself every single fucking day.
It's just being overweight does not make happy people. I'm telling you.
It doesn't. When they say like your life is harder when you're overweight, that's absolutely true.
It's true 100%. In every way. Absolutely, it's not comfortable.
True. No.
Nope.
You don't feel good about yourself. This is crap.
It is not. And if you just like care about yourself, care about your family, like have health. Like don't you want that for your children? Don't you want that for your significant other? Mm-hmm. Don't you just want that for yourself? And to just
society, the healthcare system, future, like resources, the planet. I could argue. I challenge anybody from the fat acceptance community to debate me live on my channel or their channel, as long as it can be live and I can record so they can't fucking mix my words up. I can relate obesity as the largest problem society is facing. For many, many years now, I've had so many people like, all you do is talk about obesity. All you do is talk about this, blah, blah, blah. What about working out? Blah, blah. Listen, there is nothing more pressing in society right now than the obesity epidemic. Nothing. It is the linchpin. It is the thing that keeps the pharmaceutical industry in power. It is the thing that keeps the food industries in power. It is the thing that keeps us enslaved. We are a weak society because of it. It is damaging to our planet, to our people, to our species, It is damaging on a daily basis. There's nothing more pressing than the obesity epidemic. Absolutely nothing. It is one of the reasons why we had such a hard time with what would have been a fucking cold. I mean, in the last 2.5 years, it was the reason why people were so easily terrified into thinking that, into literally giving up every fucking possible thing that we knew about viral spread and taking care of yourself. People just gave it the fuck up. It makes people weak. They don't want to try. Otherwise people, if it was like fucking, if we would have been putting out there for 2.5 years, like, if you are fat, COVID is much deadlier for you than if you're thin. If that would have been on the news every single day, are you people telling me that people wouldn't have like woken up a little bit more? But instead, they avoided the topic like the fucking plague. I think Fauci said the word obesity like 3 times in the last 3 years, right? I've never heard the CDC director say it, ever. Not the president, either one for this pandemic. It's an avoided topic when we know statistically, scientifically, that it makes people spread the virus more often at a higher fucking viral load. It made people fucking more susceptible to hospitalization, intubation, death. It made it so they used more resources on top of all of the fucking problems that already existed that were clogging our healthcare system in vast majority and causing trillions of dollars a year in burden. Taking care of yourself, lifestyle-driven chronic illness, mostly obesity, is literally crippling America. It is crippling our country. We can't even fucking put enough people in our fucking military because most of these young kids are in complete roly-poly, fat as fuck. It is the fucking thing that is the problem. If we should have, how we have not addressed it is a telling thing. If we would have been at the very beginning, like, okay, we have a virus out here, and it's very dangerous for elderly people, and also very dangerous for fat people because they knew it in February. In February, they knew it. In February of 2020, they absolutely knew. Give me 1 second. I'll even see if I can pull it up. Give me 1 second here. Here's one. Even mild obesity linked to severe COVID-19 death in study from July 16 of 2020. Being even mildly obese could put a person at risk of developing severe COVID-19 and dying, according to a study. In a paper published in the European Journal of Endocrinology, researchers assessed data on 482 COVID patients and who were admitted to the St. Orla Hospital in Bologna, a city that is hard hit in northern Italy. The information was collected between March and April so we knew early. During a peak of the outbreak in the area. Just over a fifth of the patients had a body mass index of 30 or over, meaning they were obese. BMI is calculated by dividing one. So, I mean, we've known this for a long fucking time. Let me see here. And that's recently published. Here we go. One more second. Just easy searches, August, obesity emerges as risk factor of severe COVID-19 illness. Like, why we avoided talking about this shit forever? Like, why? Are we like, if this would have been on the news every single night, people would have lost weight, but they wanted you to consume. Then they wanted to toss you your fucking doggy biscuit of a fucking Krispy Kreme donut when you took their jibby jab. I mean, we got people fatter. Like, we knew all these things, and we got people fatter. It is like the people that were in charge of our public health response should all face criminal charges for the absolute complete mismanagement at the very least. Even if it wasn't purposeful, which I believe a lot of it was purposeful, because the sicker people are, the more money pharma makes. It's just fucking reality. Wake the fuck up, people. And the more enslaved people become. But if at the very least, them not mentioning obesity every fucking day, them not mentioning maybe you should get some exercise, watch what you eat, everything like that. How many people died because of this? It is gross negligence of their jobs that led to systemic death. How many people, like, it is 2.5 years out. If you were 300 pounds in fucking 2020, the beginning of 2020, you could be 150 pounds right now and have lost weight at a very fucking easy pace. I mean, shit. It's 30 months. It's 500 calorie deficit a day. You could have lost in a 580 calorie deficit a day, just moving more, eating a little less. A 300 pound person could weigh 150 pounds right now. You could have lost 150 fucking pounds. There's not a fucking excuse. Not one. Not one. On the bottle of No Morbidity, it says to take it after your last meal. Does it have to be like that? Can I take it after my workout? I take it. I take it before my biggest meal. I probably take it about 2 o'clock every day. Just Ink Latina, just take it at the same time all the fucking time. You know, just try to take it consistently. Okay. I saw an article titled something like "The only disadvantages of being overweight is that your body needs to work harder." It's like your heart and shit like that. I think eating for two was originally supposed to be remind pregnant. Actually, absolutely. You know, that's the thing, though. Like, I just want everybody to understand. Take a look at what happened in the last 2.5 years. By the way, I was right about everything. For those of you that are on here watching because you hate me, I was right. You were wrong about everything. You know, I know that it's important. It's important that we acknowledge this. It's important we acknowledge when people were wrong as fuck that then led to fucking societal damage. 15 days to slow the spread set the precedent of turning the fucking Constitution of the United States off. It should have never happened. Ever. The public health response that happened in the last 2.5 years cost countless fucking lives. And the fucking thing is, we haven't even begun to see the death toll. And I'm not even talking about the fucking negative effects from the jibby jab. I'm talking about, like, the negative effects of lockdowns and economic downcycling and things like that. We have not even begun to see the death, the problems, the mental illness. Thanks, I'm buying tomorrow. I think we're out of stock until another week and a half. I'll be checking with the dudes today, but we're out of stock. We sell out every single time. Each time we get a bigger run, but we keep selling out. So definitely fucking. I would definitely get yourself signed up to get a notification when it's back in stock. Alan didn't mean to toot his own horn, but toot. I was right about every fucking thing. I've been saying since you can check my fucking feeds on Twitter, on Instagram. The Instagram ones kept getting deleted because they kept deleting my Instagram. But on YouTube, the ones that they allowed to stay up here, I was right on every fucking thing. I personally said, I was like, you guys don't think that societal lockdown is fucking negative? That it's going to affect learning and increase suicides and drug abuse and shit like that? Fucking absolutely. These were known risks of locking a society down over a fucking cold. Over a cold that we knew, as I just showed you, early in fucking 2020, that was harder on obese people, but we They were perfectly okay with locking children away, putting masks on them, but we couldn't tell anybody to lose fucking weight. So if you think it's so deadly that we need to fucking destroy children's lives and the economy, we're not going to tell people to lose weight? How does that work? Like, how does that work? I mean, what the fuck? So we're willing to destroy the lives and livelihoods of fucking millions of people, but we're not going to tell people to lose weight, even though we know that that's what actually helps save a lot of lives? Like, it would actually save lives in many fucking ways. In many fucking ways. Hi, baby. She's in a mood. Are you in a mood? There we go. But, I mean, it'll fucking save lives in many fucking ways, and we're not going to fucking mention it? I find it disgusting. It was the worst response. You stuck? It was the worst public health response ever. I could destroy the CDC director in open public debate about how this was all handled for the last 2 years. In open public debate, live. Give me 5 minutes notice and fucking the notes on my phone, and I would devastate her. And I mean, devastate. Why we did not tell people to lose weight, I have no idea. Why we did not press upon people that it was very dangerous, why we were not doing it beforehand should be asked by people. Why we weren't making it a very big deal, like, hey, this fatness has got to go away because of the societal burden it places upon us. It is against public health to have a morbidly obese society. You cannot have public health in a morbidly obese society. It's just not the fucking reality. These people are negligent in their jobs. I'm probably going to do, you know what, that would be an interesting thing for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I might do, if I were the Secretary of Health for the United States, what I would do different. I haven't revisited that in a while, but I think I will. I absolutely think I will. I'll put together some stuff and possibly do it. Do you want down now, or do you want on your chair? She's got a little pillow over there now. Crazy. I'm thinking about no morbidity next time. If I find getting hungrier earlier than usual, since I'm getting up earlier, my workmates tell me to bring snacks, but I don't want to increase my calories. If you're like, you don't need a snack. No, people don't need snacks. People want snacks. Like, and this is just reality. If you if you have extra like energy stored on your body, if you have fat, you don't need a snack, unless it's a blood sugar related issue. In which case you need to be managing your blood sugar better. You don't need a snack. You're just hungry. And if you manage your hunger, you don't need it. They're abuses. They're abusers. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Bond villain vibes. Absolutely. For me, from holding the cat, funny. This is a very good point. How can we listen to health agencies that ignore obesity as a societal problem? You can't. You can't take them seriously. I don't take any of them seriously until they actually start talking about it. I refuse to take them seriously. I absolutely out and out refuse. You're doing an awesome thing, man. It's a shame someone who represents fitness standards from 10 years ago is seen as a martyr nowadays in the eyes of the woke left and their mind-blowing idea. It's very fucking weird. Very fucking weird. Anyway, guys, I'm going to, I got a bunch of fucking work I got to get done today. And I mean a bunch. And then hopefully just chilling out and relaxing with my lady tonight. And then over the weekend, it's supposed to be nice and bright and sunny. But tomorrow morning, which we'll probably lay out in the pool. But tomorrow morning, I think it's going to be what I would do if I was the Secretary of Health of the United States. So I hope you all join me 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I hope you have a great goddamn day. Goddamn.